Previously on Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
Ooh, that looks good. You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before! Aren't those fish eggs? Jez is really wolfing it down. This is so... Oh, this is so good. Guilty! Lana Sky is guilty! Judge, wait! Oh, this is so good! More! Feed me more! He just sucks in all the lunch boxes like Kirby.
What's going on, guys? This is Bunzi, and welcome back to another Let's Play of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. So, where we last left off, we had the first day of the trial, and the person we were cross-examining was, what's her name? Angel Starr, the cough-up queen. She was a former detective who has she definitely has a problem with Lana, because the entire time that we were cross-examining her, she was making up just a bunch of bullshit. Like, she is so hard on the fact that she thinks that Lana, wanted to murder, what's his name? Detective Goodman. And she keeps claiming that it's premeditated. Like, Lana wanted to do this. She brings up the fact that Lana had, gloves on to hide her fingerprints, and, all this other crazy stuff. But there's so many inconsistencies in her testimony, so we find out that she has a personal grudge, and she's not like a very credible person. But she does have some photographic, she does have pictures of the time that Lana apparently was murdering Goodman. So, we find out that she actually was on the second floor of the security room, and then she somehow, like, backtracks all the way around back to B block, because there was a door closer to her, but it was locked. So she had to run all the way back to the B block parking lot, and then she took a picture of, I guess, Lana stuffing Goodman in the trunk, and then she climbed a 9-foot fence, and then still caught Lana. Which, she says this all took 5 minutes to do. And I'm like, how did you do all that and Lana just stood there? So there's a bunch of just craziness going on. And, I think this case is gonna be extra long because we're not in the investigation phase yet. We are, like, the judge wanted to do a 5-minute recess. So this is, like, I guess part 2 of the trial for day 1. So I don't know how long this case is supposed to be. But, anyway, guys, let's get started. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? No, usually, it's over by now and I can go home. Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Yeah, like Angel. Every time the judge was like, alright, it's done, we're done, she keeps bringing in new evidence because she doesn't trust Edgeworth. So all this new, the photographs, Goodman's bloody shoe, she kept all that for herself because she hates prosecutors so much, she does not trust them. So Edgeworth's like, why didn't you have all this evidence, why didn't you show this to me? I'm trying to work here, and Angel's like, I don't trust you, all prosecutors are the same. So she kept bringing up new evidence, like, right as we were about to end. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So, what happened to your sister, anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. Yeah, so we found I guess that's gonna be, like, maybe a bit of her scarf, or I don't know, but there's a bit of cloth that we found in Edgeworth's car in his muffler part. So this is where we turn this trial around, right? Nah, that's too easy. Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. Oh, is it the guy? Oh my god. It's that officer. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home branch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. I'll drink to that. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler. What?! At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? She didn't have one in the photo. In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf, so... I guess she shoved it in the muffler? Why would she do that? Assuming that cloth we see is her scarf, because it's a black and white photo. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. And die? I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh, wait! Oh, man, ribs sound so good right now. Oh, I'm so hungry. My dad makes some awesome baby back ribs. February 23rd, 12:32 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. I'd like to resume? even the judge is confused. I don't know what's going on. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. And just frothing at the mouth. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, and you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. Calm down, Judge. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. What is wrong, Edgeworth? I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Oh no. Edgeworth, that stress is going to give you a heart attack. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! It seems our prosecutor's quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock knock? Who's that? Who's there? Oh! Who are you? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. This music! What is this guy? Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Oh my god! He's exerting his power! Who on earth is he? Is he gonna do anything? It's you. Hello? that took so long. Sorry I'm late, Edgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Edgy. How you been? Swimming much these days?
Hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, schmishy, Udgy, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Udgy? Seems to be his nickname for the judge. Does the judge have a name? Is his name just Judge? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thank you? What is with this guy? I don't like him. He looks like a Captain Planet villain. Doesn't he? Doesn't he look like he's gonna steal the world's oil or something? So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. I don't trust him. No, something's wrong with him. Little Worthy? Mr. Wright! You don't know the district chief of police? Oh my god. Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district! Hello? Name's Gam. Damon Gam. Pleased to meet you, everyone. What are you doing here? So what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at that poor fellow. Look at him. Right, I'm gonna get over and strangle that neck, and when I'm done, I'm gonna hate fuck you. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. What is that? Oh, the scarf. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. Wait, so does she just have 2 of them? Because she's wearing one, but then there's another one in the car? I don't understand. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. Oh, little Worthy's car, on little Worthy's car, no less. Are you... What's with his pauses? That's what's bothering me. He just stands there for like an hour. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What is that? What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how can they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If you're investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Oh my... He did it! I don't know who you are! I don't know where you came from, but you did it! This guy is evil! He has something to do with this. I can feel it! Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair! On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel, boy. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. Oh no. He put all this on Edgeworth! What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This was the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. Yeah, Edgeworth's scared of this guy.
This kind of major blunder was unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. You know how much I like doing that. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. And you know how much I like doing that. Come on, just hurry up and open it! Huh. SL92? There's a small tag on this knife. It seems to say SL92. What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar. DL6, of DL6 incident fame. But it's strange. Huh? What is? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that looked a lot like this, somehow. Anything else? No? Okay. Oh! Don't scare me like that! Oh, look at it! It's jagged! It's broken! Oh, that does not look good. I'm the one who's scared! Look at this knife blade! The tip's broken off! This dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife found at the crime scene wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small tag attached. Oh, so she's trying to hide this. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife? Sure thing! Not a problem, not even a little one, really. Barely an inconvenience. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. I don't like you. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Urgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second! You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office! Oh wait, so there's another dead guy? What?
Order! Order!
Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? Why are you saying this when there's like, I'm assuming the people in the crowd are like, the public? Like, what's stopping them from saying anything? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright? 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Oh my god. Like, look at this guy! Doesn't he look like he could kill you? What's with his pink glasses? And his tie that looks like a cross? Like, oh my god, he's a demon lord. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Excuse me, special? Mm-hmm. Ought to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. Look at him twiddle his hair. It looks like a... Look at it. This knife was found on the scene of the crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on in the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine the knife while we can, righto. Righto! Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So, how are things down at the departments? Alright, so they brought up the knife. Let me look at it one more time. Found at the crime scene wrapped in the defendant's muffler, small tag attached. Is there anything else I missed looking at this thing? Yeah, you can't examine this bloody part. Okay, something about this this case number. Alright. Autopsy. Name of deceased, Bruce Goodman. Is there any clues? Okay, I'll come back to that. I'll just continue pressing. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Something happened at the police department too, huh? Got a good look in your eyes there, righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? How come you guys don't include me in anything? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand you were busy, what with Lonnie's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? The detective was killed at the police department. What a mess. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Edgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, righto? I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, go on, this kid's sharp! Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Oh, God. Where the victim was found, how the victim was killed, when the victim died. Wait, we already know all these, don't we? He said the victim was at the police department. How the victim was killed. Did he say that? when the victim... He said the victim died at 5:15, and he's at the police department, so... How the victim was killed? Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing, with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases and the cause of death. Seems like I'm gonna have to press this a bit harder. Time of the crime, 5:15. 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at the place at the very same time. What are the chances? You seem way too happy about this. Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about this incident. It's not officially linked to this case here, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police! I can't just say anything I please, righto? You understand? Try to understand, righto. Stop calling me righto! Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that that ties the two murders together? Whatever it is, I better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. 1 at the prosecutor's office, and 1 at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife... What was that doing there? I better check this knife out. Okay, so... I'm supposed to present this knife, I guess. Found at the crime scene, wrapped in the defendant's muffler, small tag attached. What about this knife? Why would Lana have this? Why would she try to hide it in the car? Does it have something to do with this? We found this guy's, this note at the car. 67S 12-2. Wait a minute. Wait. SL9-2. And this is important, SL9. Oh! Guys, if you look upside down, it says SL9! What? Alright, how do I use this? So we were looking at it wrong, I think. Oh, wait, the knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove the connection between this knife and... yes! I think this is it. Am I thinking too crazy? I'm looking at it upside down. It says SL9. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife, this has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Ha ha ha! An honest-to-goodness what do you mean from Udgy? This is great. You're having way too much fun about this. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s 12-2? No! Flip it over! Your Honor, it's upside down! Oh my god! Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Ah! 221 SL9! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag. Order! Order! Well, Chief? Well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. That was a bad day for the police department. We weren't in any shape. Oh, this first part's new. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the evidence room. I can't believe I was right! That's awesome, though! The thing was flipped upside down. So this knife was stolen. Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice! Good show, little worthy! It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think that there isn't a connection here. Huh. Okay. So, it was a weapon that was stolen. It was an old murder weapon from a case, I guess, that's already closed. And I'm assuming Lana was the one who stole it. And she hid it in the muffler for some reason. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. Time of the crime, 5:15. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Press that again. 5:15. That's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? It's not officially linked to this case, so I can't talk much about it. Say There's no connection because I'm the chief of police. What is it? What is it? What can I get you on? Alright, it's time for some evidence in the case. It's a bad day. The detective was killed at the police department. On the same day the detective was killed, the prosecutor's parking lot was killed at the police department. That's a fact. There is a suspect, we just arrested him. There's still a lot of unanswered questions. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Okay, well, we know it was at the police department, but maybe he'll tell us a specific area? Where was the victim found? So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I've heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? The knife was evidence in a case that was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Okay, so now, Chief. The defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with her, righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen. In the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Do something! You'd say you two make a good pair. I ship you two. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet, no. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It is unofficial after all. What? Really? That worked? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of them. The victim's division, the victim's ID number, the victim's gender. Victim's ID number. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right! Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department was 5842189. Wait, is that Goodman? 5842189, yes! This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Wait, so... So they're telling me that Goodman actually died in the evidence room? He said the crime took place there. And he won't give us the name, but the ID number is that number. That is Goodman's number. But Goodman was found, apparently getting stabbed by Lana in the parking lot. How does that work? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something? What does it tell you? Well, BAM! Witness. Oh, what is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night! Am I a pretty girl? You're beautiful. I love SpongeBob. It's just, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. Are you flirting with me? The police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh ho! Is it yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto! Personal IDs are top secret! I'ma have to kill you! Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. Oh, I'm really gonna kill you, boy. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I forgot. Damn it, Judge, you're so dumb. You didn't even get the first number right, again! The number the chief police gave us was 5842189. Oh, wait a second, right. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as tack, Righto, sharp as tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time. What? What? I don't understand. What is happening? That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location. Order! Order! Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine. But I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? Oh, did you see when he pulled his tie? That face! He did it. He did it. I don't care. He did it. I don't know how. I don't know where. All I know is that he did it. The oversight? The grave error? Mr. Edgeworth? They're yours. What? How dare... We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the... Oh, no! The guy that he yelled at! Oh, no! Look at his face! Like he's going to eat you! Oh my god, so that was important! Oh, Edgeworth, I think you did fuck up! Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright! Where have we heard that name before? Wait, Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got your report, sir. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that reports had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Oh, but the way the police people are acting, they're treating it as two separate cases. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right at the top of the report. Oh God, Edgeworth! Why didn't your officer tell me? I mean, Edgeworth, he kind of tried, but then he yelled at him. I'm sorry, man. I was standing right there. Honestly, I'm not sure if the officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Can we still say that? In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of your duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I... No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy? Oh my god, that face! Oh my god. He is scary. This is a very scary man. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Oh, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does that mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Rado over here. I love that kid. Look at him. Good job, Rado, my boy. I was just doing my job. No! Edgeworth! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, what with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. To be continued. What? That's it? That was short.